Well, hello, hello. How you doing? How you doing? This is the S. Anthony Says podcast. This is the S. Anthony Thomas. This is episode number 334. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Every last one of you bastards. How you doing? Now, apparently the word has gotten out that I'm doing an edition of a podcast called the S. Anthony Says. Oh, S. Anthony Says. That's this podcast. The S. Anthony Thomas Show, which will be another podcast. And to answer everyone's questions, no, I am not going to stop doing this podcast. The podcast called the S. Anthony Thomas Show will be an additional podcast that has literally nothing to do with this podcast. It'll be completely separate, nothing to do with this. Nothing. An additional podcast. I am not quitting this podcast. Not quitting this podcast. Not. Okay. So I'm going to make that clear. Because I made the mistake of going, my new podcast will be coming out soon. And then people go, new podcast? Wait a second. What do you mean new podcast? We like the old podcast. Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for that. And hopefully you'll like the new one if you go over and listen to it when it starts. And I'll let you know when it starts, you bastards. Now, folks, it's a little less than 2 months from now. I'm 49 now, and very, very soon, less than 2 months from now, my friends, I'll be hitting the big 50. And I'm sure that if you've been listening to this podcast, you're well aware of that because I've mentioned it before. And I talked about midlife crisis and how I'm not going to have one because I refuse to have one. But I do believe in midlife realizations, right? I have no children. None. Zero. Have I made thousands and thousands of test runs? AKA getting it on? Of course. What am I? Of course. Come on. Let's get real here. And the reason I don't have children is because I made it a point to do the things to make it so I didn't have children. It rhymes with wearing condoms, okay? And I personally, even though I don't give a crap about whether or not somebody else has kids, I kind of wanted to make sure that when I had a kid, it was like, I am now trying to have a child. I wanted it to be that way, not, oh, we have a kid. That's a surprise. I wanted to be, okay, you're awesome. You're an awesome lady. You want to have some kids? Yes, great. Let's now try to have some kids. I wanted to do that. And part of me regrets the fact that I don't, because damn near everybody I know, and when I mean everybody I know, I mean like 90% of the people I know have at least a couple of kids. And it becomes very, very uncomfortable when people see an incredibly good-looking, delicious man like myself walk around who's incredibly good-looking and delicious chocolate man like myself. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I'm going to feel my own chest. Wow. I'm going to now squeeze my own butt. Wow. I don't blame you, ladies. Back to what I was saying because that just got weird and I was enjoying that too much. Don't judge me. F y'all. Back to what I was saying. And when you're walking around at 50 almost and people see you and they just automatically assume that just because you're that age, you've got to have had some kids, right? Right? They damn sure aren't going to assume that you're a virgin. I mean, why would they? Because, well, I'm an incredibly delicious chocolate man. I mean, there's no way in the world I could ever be. You know what I'm saying? Also, this is weird. Back to what I was saying. Let me feel my butt one more time. Wow. Okay. I should not have told y'all that because y'all can't see it. Anyway. So what I'm saying is I don't have any children. And people get really weird and uncomfortable around people that don't have children. They get really weird. Now, they're not weird around you because they think you're some kind of pervert or something. They're just weird because I guess in some ways they don't think they can relate to you, right? In some ways they're kind of jealous of you in a way, right? Like right this second, if I decided to pause this podcast, get in the car and drive to Baltimore, I could do that. You know why? Because there's no reason I can't. No one can tell me I can't. No one can stop me from saying I can go. I don't have the responsibility of a little tiny person going, hey, daddy, why you going to Baltimore? Can I go with you? And me going, I'm not going to Baltimore. I'm just going to the corner store. Then why are your GPS says go to Baltimore and avoid the annoying little bastard. And I'm assuming the little bastard is me, Dad. Little bastard. Honey, where are you going? Definitely. I'm like, are you going to Baltimore again to that damn Hooters and then going to come back 5 hours later and try to act like we don't know where you were? Like I don't have a tracking device on your phone? Tracking device on my phone. Oh, I mean, I absolutely do not have a tracking device on your phone. Moving on. But I could do that if I want to. Why? No kids, no wife. And it's kind of weird now as I approach 50, when I realize that, I'm pretty sure now at this point, because I have no girlfriend at all currently, and I don't have any kids at all, I will probably never actually have children. That's probably not in the cards for me. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to have a say in or take part in raising a child because, I'm not going to date anyone like super duper duper young, right? So odds are, no matter if I date the woman that's the youngest woman I find acceptable for me to date, odds are she's going to have children or at least a kid. That's just the way it is, right? And the kid's probably going to be a teenager, or an adult, but most likely a teenager, right? And I'm going to be in the house, so they're going to be in the house that I have, right? And I'm not going to be the dad of the kid unless if the guy's gone, if the guy's dead or long gone, and I'm the male figure in the household, obviously they're going to look at me as an adult male that, that's helping to run the household. And of course, if the kid likes me, they're going to start thinking of me as a pop. Cause I've seen people that I know who have been in that situation. They marry a lady that already has kids, and at first the kids, you're just the dude that's jumping on top of their mother, right? And then after a while, they start liking you, and then they start asking for your advice. And then all of a sudden it happens one time. Hey, Dad, they call you Dad, and they do that little thing where they look to the side to see what your reaction is. And then you smile. Hey, what's going on? And they smile like, oh, good. He is Dad. This is going to be great, until I get mad at him and say, hey, you're not my real father. F you. And then I realize I should not have said that because, he's the source of food, and, half of my college fund's going to come from his salary because Mom has it half taken care of, and he's going to chip in for the other half because they're married now. And I probably should shut my punk mouth and show this man some damn respect. Right? But at some point it's going to be me and some lady and probably kids that did not come from my testicles, right? Which is fine. I mean, it's more important, whatever. But I'm never going to have the baby that looks like me, right? Or half like me, or like her, but I'll know the baby still came from my balls. I'm probably not going to have that sensation. Probably not going to know what that's ever like. And part of me wants to know what that's like. And there's a part of me that's like, I mean, that's great that we have a kid, but I'm 50, right? And if I meet a lady right now, I'm not going to want to have a kid with her until I've been with her for at least a year or so, right? Or a couple of years, which now makes me 52 at that point, right? And I'm going, okay, this I've been dating for a year. She's the best and then couple and double best and quadruple best and incredible best and quadruple. I'm going to marry this woman, and we get married and great and incredible and all of that crap. And we spend the first year getting to know each other as husband and wife, which basically means we just want to get it on for a year without having to worry about some punk ass kids. And then after a year of getting it on before we get married, and a year of double getting it on after we're married because we're still newlyweds and thus banging the crap out of each other. One of us, she's going to go, hey, I'm 39 or 36 or 38 or 37 or whatever the hell she is, if she's young, and I really want to have a kid. And I'll go, well, alrighty. And then we have a kid, and hopefully the kid's healthy, but it's going to take 9 months. So I'll be damn near 53 when the kid's born. And let's just not assume it's going to happen right away. We both would be older people. We may have to go to some kind of doctor, and he's going to here's some juice for your womb and some juice for you, buddy. And you take this juice, and she drinks that, and you put your balls on this ball warmer. Right, and you put your eggs in the centrifuge, okay, and then we want you to hang upside down while singing the theme song from the 60s era Batman, and then when you have an orgasm, I want you to go, pow, biff, pow. pow, all of that crap. And then we're going to go, really, doc, does that have anything to do with it? No, not really. Just take the pills. I just get a kick out of knowing I can say stupid crap like that, and dumb bastards will go home and actually do all of that crap. And then I go, yeah, that really did help. And then me and the nurses laugh because y'all are stupid, but apparently you two are intelligent. I got news for you, doc. I'm already wearing the Batman outfit and going biff, bow, pow, bang, pow when I get it on with it. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. Wow, you're sick. Don't judge me, doc. Back to the story, F y'all. Right? So we have the kid. Now, what about, like I said, what about the kid doesn't happen right away? What about if it takes a while, right? Older people, you may have to take fertility this and fertility that. So what about the kid doesn't happen until I'm 56, right? Kid goes to daycare. I'm now 50 freaking 8, right? Oh. Right? 3 more years. I'm now 61 and the kid's just entering first grade. The 61-year-old pop showing up. Right? And, I'm a comedian. I'll be traveling a lot still. Even at that age, I'll be healthy and all of that, looking good because I'm a delicious chocolate man. And even at 61, I'm going to look 41. Why? Because I'm Miss Anthony Thomas. Yum. Excuse me. I'm going to feel my butt again. Wow. I'm going to touch my chest again. Oh yeah. Back to the butt. Yum. I'm back. Moving on. So I show up at 61 years old. My wife will be doing something and I'll go pick up the kid. And normally I don't pick up the kid. I mean, I'm on the list to pick up my baby. I'm on the list to pick up my kid, right? And the kid's playing with the thing and doing all sorts of crap. And I come to pick up the kid. I give the name. And even though the kid will have the same last name as me, nobody pays attention. They're just going to see if your name's on the list. And if the name matches, they'll go, yeah, but it doesn't really matter if it's the last name because they're going to see an old guy with the last name and they're just going to assume I'm grandpa, right? You're 61 years old. This kid's 4.5, 5 years old. You pick up the kid and then the teacher walks up. Hello, Mr. Thomas. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I'm just here to pick up, whatever the kid's name is, Jack. I'm here to pick up Jack. Oh, you're here to pick up little Jackie. Jack's a great kid. He does double and incredible great and then quadruple great and all of that crap. And he does great in the school and then double. And he even looks like you. And he does his incredible and double incredible and quadruple incredible. And we love Jack and he's the greatest and he helps people and does all the thing. And he's the greatest and incredible and double incredible and all of that crap. And we're going to bring, it's really nice though. It's really, really pleasant to meet you. Let me shake your hand. Okay, great. It's really great to meet you. It's just really great. I really wish that, I got to spend more time with my grandfather. My dad was great and everything, but sometimes you really should know the history of your family. My granddad passed away when I was 3, so I never really got an opportunity to know him. I know they show me pictures and videos of my grandpa playing with me and hugging me, kissing me and changing my diapers and giving me baths. So my grandfather had the joy of getting to know me as a little baby, but I really don't remember anything before I was about 6 or 7 years old. So my memories really started after my granddad had passed away. So I really didn't get an opportunity to meet my granddad. And it's really great that little Jack has a relationship with his granddad, and a handsome granddad he is. In fact, you're a very, very delicious chocolate man. Can I touch your chest and butt? Yeah, sure. Wow, that's awesome. Turn around. Wow, this is incredible. Hold on for a minute. Let me feel my own chest and butt again. Wow, that's great. Let me feel my own butt. I don't blame you. It's my story. Shut up, y'all. Anyway, so I'm going to go get your grandson. Well, actually, he's not my grandson. He's not. Oh, so what are you, his uncle or something like that? Because your grand uncle or something like that? Because the grand level of parents, grand uncles, grand aunts, grandparents, it's all great. No, I'm his dad. Huh? I'm Jack's father. Oh, okay, really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. May I ask you? 61, and this the 5-year-old is your son. Oh, you're so funny, Mr. Thomas. You almost had me going there for a minute. Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny. I'm going to get your grandson. No. Listen. Jack right there. Yes, your grandson. No, Jack. Half of his DNA comes from my balls. Huh? Yes. You see, you're under this assumption that my balls half made the person whose balls half made Jack. But no, my balls half made Jack with my wife, his mom. So you're saying he's actually your child? Yes, my balls half made Jack. In fact, watch this. Jack? Hey, Dad. Did you hear him say grand before Dad? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. I'm not insulted. I just wanted to make sure that you knew. I mean, because I know that my wife comes in and picks up Jack, but you know, but I'm not here because I'm traveling. I'm a comedian. And, so that's okay. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I'm going to go get Jack ready. Okay. You stay right here, Mr. Thomas. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to insult you. Okay. All right. Okay, great. I'm not insulted. Whatever. I'll just wait here. You believe that old bastard over there? That guy over there? That old dude? Yeah. What's he like, 50? What's he like, 60 or something? He's 61. Yeah, man. Okay. So that's Jack's granddad, right? No, that's actually Jack's father. Father? What the hell? His old ass made a baby? I'm surprised dust didn't come out when he got it home with his wife. Oh, you're so nasty. This is so gross. You guys, where'd you learn to whisper? Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. That's okay. It's okay. Bastards. And then the baby comes to me and I take the baby home. I don't want to go through that crap. All right. Right. Now, here's the thing. I'm saying this right now. Now watch what happens. Somebody with some juice in the industry will hear my podcast. I'll become some big deal and some hot 28-year-old is going to be all up on me. And the first thing she's going to say is, I want to have a baby now, you old bastard. And I'm going to go, no problem. By the way, for those of you new to the podcast, whenever I go boom, boom, jiggity, boom, da boom, jiggy, boom, boom, jiggity, boom, da boom, jiggy, boom, boom, jiggity, boom, da boom, jiggy, boom, boom, jiggity. That means I'm having sex. Back to the boom, boom, jiggity, boom, boom, jiggity, boom, da boom, jiggity. Wow. And we have twins now, right? But until then, I'm going to not have kids. F y'all. But the other thing that's annoying is the simple fact that people always kind of come up to you and they just assume Happy Father's Day. Right? And they're like, I'm not a dad. You're not a dad. Oh, and you have to have this long, awkward conversation when neither one of you is giving eye contact to the other person. Stupid crap like that. Right? Right, and walk in and all the cash register people, Happy Father's Day. What did you get for Father's Day? And Happy Father's Day is a better thing to say because you can go, yeah, thanks a lot, and then walk away. But what did you get for Father's Day? You know, that's going to lend to the uncomfortable conversation. And once again, well, I didn't get anything for Father's Day. Oh, you kids didn't get anything for Father's Day. You know, I got to be honest with you. I'm a mom and we always get great stuff. And I know sometimes you dads, you get the bad end of the stick. You don't get any good gifts. And the kids should really appreciate you guys because dads are important. And and you're going, no, my kids didn't get me any gifts because I don't have any children. You don't have any children? No. How old are you? 49. And you don't have any children? No, I do not have any children. Oh, you know what? That's okay. You know, I shouldn't have just assumed. I am so sorry. It's just, you know what? And I just want to let you know right now that, and I speak on behalf of everybody here at the store. I knew that a lot of you guys were moving into the neighborhood, and I'm going to let you know right now that I support you guys. You know, I voted for you guys to have the right to get married. And I think that you guys are, should be treated with respect. And I don't like the way that sometimes you guys are treated. And I'm telling you right now, everybody in here in this store supports you and your lifestyle. So what you're saying is because I'm 49 years old and I don't have any children, you're just assuming I'm gay. Well, yeah, I mean, this really is. So you're not gay? No, I'm not gay. Oh, I'm sorry. you know, so, I mean, so you're 49 years old. You don't have any children and you're not gay. Oh my God. you know what? I didn't even think. I am so sorry. Now, what are you sorry about? What are you sorry for now? Well, it's okay. I mean, I know that, sometimes when you're out there, you're working, you're going through your lifetime, your 30s go by and you don't have children because you're building your career or whatever you're doing. And then you get into the 40s and then things just don't work the way they used to. And I mean, it's okay. And if on aisle 7, there's some things that are kind of like over the counter versions. But I would suggest, if you have good insurance, you should go to your doctor. Obviously now it's very, very common that they have pills that'll help you out with your problem. And that you could take because, sometimes when you get, especially when you're getting close to 50 like you are, probably started in your 40s. You should probably you just get to the pills and they'll help you take care of your problem down there. Cause I know that sometimes when you get a little older and you can't do what you need to do downstairs and your wife, your girlfriend gets a little upset and then you start to fight and all of a sudden you feel like less than a man because your stuff doesn't work and it's like a noodle. And then of course, it becomes a habit. You get used to the fact that it doesn't work and you don't want to reach out in relationships anymore because you don't want to get really intimate with a woman and her love you and you love her and she wants you inside her and you're going, I just can't do it because I have a noodle down there. And, and then of course, since you have a noodle down there and you can't satisfy your woman because you're not a real man, whoa, not a real man. Well, excuse me, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't talk this close to the microphone because everyone's now pointing and laughing at you. And one guy just picked up a box of noodles. He's waving at it, pointing at you and laughing with his friends. Hey man, put the noodles down. No damn noodle over here. You better go back there and grab a big cucumber or something like that. Cucumber. Yeah, cucumber. But no, you got it wrong. Listen, sir, it's okay. You know what? No, it's great. You know what you can do? Because, actually, do you have a girlfriend right now? Oh, I'm getting a little bit personal with the questions. But no. Well, listen, I know. The thing about it is, well, maybe you should, because the thing is you don't want to get caught out and then get caught out of your house without the pill. And then if you use the pill, it might take 30 to 45 minutes to kick in and you're sitting there waiting for it the same way that a puppy waits for its owner to come home, just kind of sitting there going, waiting for it to pop up or something like that. And she's sitting there with an egg timer going, if this thing doesn't get going right now, I'm leaving or something like that. I understand that. So what you should do, there's also some pills that you can take on a daily basis regularly. And that way, when eventually you find a woman that'll settle for you and your noodle, then you can I don't have a fucking noodle. What is with this noodle stuff? I'm just, and stop, what's with the dude with the picking up the noodles and pointing at me? Turn off your microphone at the counter, goddammit. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, Mr. Noodle. I'm not, whoa, hey, I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, there are pills you can take that will help you with a problem that you, of course, don't have. I'm not saying you have a problem. I'm just saying that you don't have a problem. But if there was someone that you know who was exactly your age, who had a noodle downstairs and could never satisfy a woman after he passed the age of 39 or 40, and he was a Mr. Softy downstairs. He had soft serve ice cream instead of the kind of ice cream that's hard when you buy it in the store or something like that. Someone who, instead of having a shovel handle, has a rope in certain areas. I'm just saying that there are certain pills that you could take, with prescription that you can take, and you'll always be ready when you eventually find a woman and you get your manhood back and you don't feel like a worthless piece of crap that has no junk, that you can find a woman that you'll feel like a man again because you'll know your stuff works, and then you can just go down there and take the pill and then you'll be able to handle things. Well, first of all, let me just get this straight. Well, can I see your microphone for a minute? We're not really supposed to let the customers talk into the microphone. Well, you were talking into the microphone, spreading what was inaccurate personal business of mine. So give me the damn mic. Okay, everybody in the back of the store, Especially that guy right there who's still holding the damn box of noodles and laughing at me. To hell with you, punk. I just want to let everybody know right now that I'm 49 years old. And although I'm not like I was when I was 18 years old or 30 years old, the old man can still bring the heat. You understand what I'm saying? All right. The old man can still take care of business. I might not be able to jackhammer my way through the cement on the ground, but I can damn sure swing that sledgehammer and bust it up and get in there real good. You know, that's kind of a really weird image. I shouldn't say jackhammer and sledgehammer and bust because that's kind of really kind of violent imagery. What I meant to say was the old man may not be able to, I may not have, the old vehicle may not be able to tear off the line like it used to, but I could still win the race in the long run. Yeah, I may not be, I can't drag race anymore, you know, just step on the gas and just tear out of the starting blocks and then win that. But if you want to go on a long distance race over the terrain and stuff like that, I could still win that race. It's just, okay, I'm kind of losing some of y'all. What I'm basically saying is I have no problem getting and maintaining erections, and I can get it on with women as good as I could when I was 18. I mean, well, the first time I could do it as good as I was when I was 18. The second time was, you know, probably about as good as I was able to do it when I was 34 or so. And then the third time, okay, I don't even want to talk about the third time. It's just better than not doing it. And then the fourth time, well, if y'all, anybody here listen to my podcast last week? Really? Well, last week I said the fourth time I need like 4 hours to do it again. So I usually used to make, excuses to, it's like the first one, great. Second one, very good. Third one, not bad. And then the fourth one basically wasn't going to happen. So I had to make excuses to get away for 4 hours and then come back, and it was back to normal. But okay, even though put the noodles down and stop laughing. Take your microphone back. I just think, sir, you really just made it worse. Anyway, I do not have the problem that you're referring to. I do not have a problem, bringing up you're taking, saluting the flag, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay. So we've established that you're not a homosexual. Yes. We've established, according to you, that you have no problem saluting the flag. Could you stop making hand quotation marks when it says saluting the flag? Could you just take my word for it? Okay, okay, we're gonna take your word for that at your advanced age. I'm not an advanced. I'm 49 years old. I'm in good health. My doctor says I have the vitality of someone much younger than I do. You mean the person that you're paying? I'm not paying her to lie. Keep going. Anyway. So what I'm saying is you don't have any children. You're about to hit 50. You're not gay, according to you. Oh, we're going to do that again. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You're not gay, and we're going to say you're whatever. You can, bring up the flagpole or whatever the hell disgusting term you brought up. So there's only one thing left, and I just want to say right now, there's really nothing. I don't know if there's anything over the counter we have here, or if you can get a prescription, because obviously that just means that if you don't have any children right now, just means that your junk juice isn't working. And, there's really nothing wrong if you're, because your junk juice isn't working, your junk juice is not, your little swimmers aren't working, your junk juice is not doing what it needs to do, and that's why you don't have children. It's just, there's really nothing wrong with that. You should just admit that your junk juice is bad junk juice. Whoa. So, ain't nothing wrong with my junk juice? With junk juice? Is that what? Oh, God. You're just getting worse here. And for the record, there's nothing wrong with my junk juice, lady. Sure there isn't. So we're going to go back to one of the other ones. I'm not gay. Everything works fine. And it's not that I just was never in a situation where I felt comfortable having children, because I was never with someone that that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. Because I want to be with the person. I want to be person. You mean as in not a lady? I want to be with a woman who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I don't want to just jump on top of somebody, give her my very, very potent junk juice from my super duper flagpole that never fails. And and make a baby with someone that I don't care for. So, that's why it never happened. Okay, well, whatever you say, sir, whatever you say. Well, anyway, I guess you don't get, this has been a really long conversation, and it was a really good thing that the store is kind of slow today. I can't really give you the Father's Day discount because this is just for guys who, have sex with women who have penises that actually work and whose junk juice is potent. Well, I got two. So we're going to have to ring this up at a regular price. Fine. And then you'll walk out of the store. But that's just it, my friends. I don't think kids are in the cards for me. I just don't think it's going to happen, and I'm okay with it at this point now, right? I got grandnieces and nephews, all my little cousins are having babies. I'm going to have babies around me all the time. And the good part about it is I'm going to have all the fun part of the baby and all the babies, but none of the pain in the neck parts of the babies. I don't have to do any disciplining at all. When my grandnephew was over at the house a few weeks ago, you know what I got to do? I got to play with my grandnephew, that beautiful little boy. I got to hug my grandnephew and play games with my grandnephew and have a great time with my grandnephew. Yeah, that's what I had to do, and it was great. Couldn't get enough of the little guy. We were sitting in a chair, and he took one of his little toys, and he threw it into this empty box that I had, and I opened up the box so he could get his army man out or whatever it was, and I pretended like the box was talking, and he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And unfortunately, because he thought it was hilarious, I had to keep doing that crap for like an hour. But that's okay. I know he was only going to be there for an hour and a half. Not a problem. So all of a sudden he's putting his hand, Uncle S, is he going to eat the man? Yeah, he's going to eat the man. And I made that noise as if the box was trying to eat his hand. And then he'd run into the other side of the room, and he'd climb on the chair, and he'd look over the chair with his little pretty eyes, and he'd look at me, and I'd look at him, and he'd sneak up on me. And of course, kids are really bad at sneaking up on you, especially when, the way the living room and dining room is laid out, there's really no obstruction from one room to the other, so there's nothing to hide behind. So basically, he's walking up slowly, and I'm looking right at him, but I have to act like I don't see him. And I wait till he grabs the box, and then I grab the box to make it look like it's going to eat his hand again. And we do that again for whatever length of time he was here. And then he went home. Right? The other babies come over. First of all, they're looking at you like, who is this old bastard? Because when a baby hasn't seen you for a couple of weeks, they don't remember your punk ass. He probably was young enough. The baby was probably so young that they only saw blurs in the beginning. Now they're old enough to start seeing shapes and colors. And now, even though you met them and you can remember them because you're a grown up, that baby don't remember your punk ass. His lifespan was doubled, and he's 4 weeks old to now the life, and it comes over to you, and they hand the baby you, and the baby starts crying because the baby don't know who the hell your punk ass is. And everybody says, that's okay. And the mother goes, it's okay. This is your, and then they insert whatever your particular relationship with them is. And then they say whatever your relationship to the baby is. And the baby is looking at the mom like, I can't talk yet, woman. The hell are you going? I don't know what the hell you're saying. And it comes out more like, because that's how babies talk. Right? I went downstairs and I got my baby to grown up translator, and this is your cousin. That's Anthony. And the baby goes, and I turned on the baby to grown up translator, and the baby says, I'm peeing on myself right now. That's really kind of my first concern. Right. And also, I would like some food right now. And, until I get the food, I'm going to cry. I don't really care about the old guy right there. I really couldn't care less about him. I don't really perceive him to be a threat because, well, quite frankly, everybody in here seems to be pleasant towards him. He's been smiling at me the whole time and making faces. I didn't laugh at the faces because I'm not really that comfortable with him yet. But as time goes on, I'm kind of growing fond of the old bastard. You know what? He just made a face that's actually kind of funny. I'll be with you in a minute, Mom. Okay, that guy's pretty good. You know what? sometime within the next half an hour or so, I'm going to start staring at him from across the room, because I will then feel comfortable with him. And then I'm going to reach my arms out, for you to hand me to him. You're going to hand me to him. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to sit in his arms and look at his face like I'm confused for a while. And then I'm going to smile at him. Hopefully he's going to hold me over his head, because I'm going to do what I always do, which is drool into its mouth. And he's going to laugh and go, ha, ha, that's okay. That's what babies do. And then I'm going to cry a little bit, and then I'm going to come back to you. And we're just going to keep repeating that process until I get sleepy. And then I start crying for real, because basically I just want to go home and play with those same 75 toys you have jammed into my crib. Okay. So right now, first of all, wipe my butt, change my diaper, sit down for a few minutes, and then then get ready to hand me over to the old bastard right there. Okay. And another thing, and then I turn it off, because the baby's a little bit of a wordsmith. Baby talks a little bit too much, right? Babies, trust me, if you have a baby to grown up translator, do not turn it on around the baby. Right? Everybody thinks it's so cute when the babies talk, and it's cute when the babies talk, because you don't know what the babies are saying. All right? You don't know what the babies are saying. Trust me, don't do it. Don't leave it on auto, because if it's on auto, it'll just automatically start translating the baby whenever the baby says stuff. Right? You don't want to have an auto translate when you go someplace, and if you go into a store or something like that, and there's a bunch of people speaking a language you don't speak. They're going to speak really, really freely, and you don't really want to hear what they're saying, right? You really don't, right? You don't want anybody talking about the size of your ass, or the fact that you don't tip, or the fact that your breath stinks, or any kind of other things that they're going to be saying behind your back. It doesn't even make the person saying the nasty things a bad person. It doesn't. They just figure that they're speaking freely, and they're actually a good person, because they're not saying it to your face. You would rather have them go blah, 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 blah. Man, look at the ass on that lady. I can't believe it. What did somebody do? Steal her ass? I mean, come on. What the hell happened to her? Her ass is as flat as a pancake. Ha, 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 ha. You don't need to hear that crap. You need to hear, hi, Mrs. Johnson. Very great to see you. It's nice to have you here. That's all you want to hear, right? You don't want to hear that crap, and you damn sure don't want to hear what your babies are saying about your punk ass. You don't want to hear what the babies are saying about it. You don't want to hear what your baby's saying after it breastfeeds on your left titty. You don't want to hear that crap when you switch the baby over to the other titty, and the baby's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Did I say I wanted to be on that titty? Did I say anything about that? Mom, I like slurping this boob. I like the milk from this titty. The milk on that titty is a little bit too sugary. Okay. And I don't like sweet foods. You'll find that out later on when I'm able to talk, and you notice that I don't prefer the normal kids cereals because they're too sweet, but you don't know that yet because you don't know what I'm actually saying, which is why I won't take the other titty. And when you put me back to the original titty, I begin slurping. Why I prefer that titty. I know it's better for you if I slurp evenly from both titties, but that's not my problem. You need to express the milk from that titty over there and put it someplace else. Maybe give it to somebody that likes really, really sugary titty milk. I don't like sugary titty milk. I like moderately sweet titty milk, which means the titty right here, right? You don't want to hear that. You know why you don't want to hear that? Because you're going to be sitting there going, that little ungrateful bastard, and your husband's going to be on the other side of the room laughing hysterically. The baby just said your right titty milk's too sugary. Remember I used to call you sugar tits when we were younger? Now I should just call you sugar one tit. And then you're going to walk over to the other side of the room, grab a pillow, fling it towards your husband a little harder than you expected. It's going to hit him in the eye. And all of a sudden you're going to all be in the emergency room, and the baby's going to say something, and the baby's going to say, hey nurse, what's going on? Hey, you got titties. Can I slurp on those? But first, are those moderately sweet tits or just too sweet tits? Because I'm a baby, but I have preferences. And then the nurse is going to go, you little rotten mother sucker. There's no such thing as a baby translating machine. But what I'm saying, folks, is listen. I know that there's a good chance, a very, very good chance that I'll never have kids. It's not going to be in the cards for me. It's a little disappointing. I know that's a little disappointing. And I know that some people are going to go, well, why don't you just adopt a child? Why don't you just adopt a kid? Huh? There's many kids out there who are waiting to be adopted. And I'm going to say, yes, there are many kids out there waiting to be adopted. And you know what else is out there? People who want to adopt children. I don't want to adopt children. If I wanted to adopt a kid, I could have done it a long time ago. I have relatives and friends that are single parents because they adopted a kid. You think I couldn't have adopted a kid? Of course I can. I've got to adopt a kid. But it's the same thing. Unless I adopt the kid when the kid's like 20, right? Because that's how old the kid that I would have had would have been. The kid would have been like 19, 20 if I had the kid when I wanted to have kids, or when I would have been comfortable having kids and all of that. And the kid would be a damn adult. I remember some kid when I used to deliver pizza. I used to deliver pizza to my house. It was his young brother. The brother was like 21, 22 years old. And every time he came to the door, he was a very nice young man, a handsome young man. Like, when you're older and you see, I'll put you this way. When you're an older person, you see a really, really attractive 19-year-old woman or a 20-year-old woman. Once you get to a certain age, your genitals don't even acknowledge their existence. You can acknowledge that they're beautiful, but if they're a beautiful, wonderful presenting person, my first thought is when I see that, if I had a daughter, I would want her to be just like that lady right there. What a sweetheart. She's like 19, 20 or 21 years old. Just imagine me having been great enough as a pop to create a daughter that's just amazing like this young lady right there. I would love to have, if I had a child, if I was blessed with a child, I would love her to be just like that young lady. And it's the same thing when you're an older dude and you see a young guy. The first thing you're not thinking is, this guy's going to try to take my wallet. No, you're not thinking that. You're thinking, hey, this bastard over there, what's he doing? Get away from my car, punk. No, that's not your first thought. Your first thought is like when that pizza guy he would come up to the door all the time, and I would look at this dude and I'm going, man, I wish if things had worked out the way I wanted them to, I'd have a son just like this guy. That's a good looking kid, smart kid, a polite kid. Drives a nice car that he bought with his own money. He's doing the right thing. He's going to school and, his parents are paying for half and he's paying for half, and they said that his parents can pay for all of it, but he's like, no, I want to pay for half of it myself. Come on. This is the kind of kid that's going to be great. And when I looked at that kid, I realized if I was going to adopt somebody, I want to adopt that kid right there. The pizza dude. I want to adopt that kid. Say, hey kid, I want to adopt you. I'm 20, sir. I don't care. I actually have parents. I don't give a crap if you have parents. They've already done a great job with you. I just want to steal a little bit of their credits. If I go places with you, I'm going to act like you're my kid, and people are going to go, hey boy, you really did good with that kid. Sir, could you pay for the pizza right now and let me leave and never deliver pizzas to you again because you're weird? Shut up, punk. You have any younger brothers or sisters that are as well-rounded as you? Yes. Okay. Can I adopt one of them? Yeah. This pizza's on me, you weird bastard. And by the way, don't bother ordering from the pizza place again because I'm now going to call them and tell them that you're a fucking weirdo. Okay. Sometimes thoughts are better in one's own head, aren't they? Yes, they are. We learned about that in psych class. And, if you have not decided, to go get help for yourself, sir, in about 12 years, I'll be having my own practice. So maybe we'll see each other again. It won't be with a pizza. It will be probably you sitting on a couch as I counsel you on being a weird bastard. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for the pizza, son. Don't call me son, sicko. That's him driving away. But folks, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, it's really what it comes down to. I realize now that the kids are not in the car, probably not going to be in the cards for yours truly. And I'm okay with it. What I really just need is a really, really cute woman to jump on top of on a regular basis, right? Like I said, when I was younger, I wanted to have a really cute woman to jump on top of on a regular basis and raise a family with. Family that came half from my balls, half from her eggs. And I realize now it's basically going to be me and whatever the lady is. Maybe depending on how old the lady is, she'll have some kids or a kid, and I'll assist with that. But there will probably be no kids in the world in the future that come from my balls. And that disappoints me. And it kind of bums me out. Oh, let me just think about that. God, that's incredible. The world's going to have to go on, and the world's going to have to go on without more of me in it. I mean, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm in good health. I'm going to be heading towards 50. So it's not like I'm going anywhere anytime soon, but 50, 60, 100 years from now, there's going to be my incredible genius work will still be here, but that's not the same as having a bunch of kids with my double, dominant, incredible, quadruple, incredible, and double, incredible, and quadruple, incredible, and quadruple, and double, and quadruple, and double, and quadruple, incredible DNA, and dominant, double, and double, incredible, dominant DNA in the future, making the world a better place by them existing. You know what I should do? I should probably just put a lot of sperm in a sperm bank. I won't know that the kids are mine, right? But the world will have been improved because there will be a whole lot of kids who come into existence because of an abundance of donated S. Anthony Thomas junk juice. Yeah. I just might have to do that. Not just for me, but for the world. Yeah. This was the weirdest episode ever. This has been episode number 334 of the S. Anthony Says podcast. I want to thank you guys very, very, very much for checking me out. Look, you know the email address. The email address is talktosanthony@gmail.com, TALKTO, and then my name is Anthony@gmail.com. Every place that they play podcasts, I'm on it. Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, all of that stuff. Home base is Podbean. I'm on Instagram with my name at S. Anthony Thomas. Twitter, 2 places, at S. Anthony Thomas and at S. Anthony Says for this podcast. Folks, like I said, I'm in the process of putting together a second podcast, and I'll plug that podcast on that podcast, where all that stuff is. But that show is called the S. Anthony Thomas Show. And folks, more importantly than anything else, I want to thank you bastards who've been listening to this podcast all this time for listening and showing me that love that you've always been showing me. And as I stated in the beginning of the podcast, I'm not going anywhere. This podcast will remain. The other podcast will be in addition to this podcast. And if you get a chance to, when that podcast launches, I hope you go over and check it out. And if you don't, I'm just kidding. You're all going. 'Cause I said so. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to listen to both of these damn things. You dig? I mean, love ya. All right, folks, I'm going to say goodbye to you beautiful people, you wonderful folks, the way I always say goodbye. And I'm going to do it on the count of 3. And I want you to do it with me. Are you ready? Of course you are. On the count of 3. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. S. Anthony. Out.
Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and giggle. We're gonna get wild. Go ahead and clap. Go ahead and cheer. We're gonna have a good time while up in here.